What's up, guys? These past few updates have been wild. So many, guys. New unit buffs, nerfs, etc. So I kind of got to catch up, and so that's what we're doing on this tier list. So let's do the new updated ASD tier list for the Portals update. Look at all this, guys. All these buffs. And I believe there's even more buffs as well. I don't remember where they put them. It was in sub announcements. Where is it? It's probably up here, right? Yeah. Look at all these buffs. Yeah, it's freaking wild, guys. So let's hop into the tier list now. This might be a long one. All right, comment down below if I missed anybody, but these are all the units I have that I need to rework. We're going to take a quick look, double check to make sure everything is good to go. So yeah, looks pretty good to me. I'm going to probably move this guy into more support tier, though. He's technically a slow unit, but there we go, guys. So some units that got buffed recently. Kirito got a nice buff. Blue Vegu got a nice buff. So that's why they're up there. So let's get it started, guys, with the tier list update. So these are all the new units. So first up, we have our boy Griffith. He actually did get a buff. So he is still a slow unit. So but the thing is, he's now more of a DPS and a slow unit. And his DPS is actually decent. I'm going to put him in low S tier because it really depends on if you want whack slow or not. And he's also a very good DPS. So this guy is definitely not a bad look to have. All right, next up, we got Yamamoto. I'm putting Yamamoto in the A tier. If you guys don't know, after all the DOT nerfs, etc., I just don't think in the right mind I can put Yamamoto in the S tier anymore. He's good, but I mean, maybe we need to make a new tier now. You know what? Let's make a new tier, guys. Add a row above. I'm going to make a new tier, A+. All right. He is, you know what? I'll make it A+, S-. Maybe I'll make it S- tier later, but like, I just don't feel like he deserves S tier. I just don't like the DOT units anymore. They're just not as good. All right, next up we got Sid. Now Sid, I'm gonna give him S- as well. Remember, his bleed sucks now, but he is still good for raids, so I'll give him some credit. Same thing with Umbra, since they're the same unit. All right, next up, guys, we got Luffy. Now Luffy is no longer a damage unit. I will show you his damage. ASCD Luffy 7-star wiki. His damage is dog water, but he does have 2 abilities which are nice. Look at this, guys. 4 million. Are you kidding me? Like, guys, I'm not gonna lie. Like, this is trash. This is trash. Literally, this probably wouldn't even get him in the A tier. Like, it is that bad. It is so bad. But he has Liberation and 5th form gun, which put him all the way up there in the S tier for support. But let's just say it is not it, Chief. Not it. All right. So next up, we have our boy Akaza. I believe Akaza did get nerfed and rebuffed. So let's go take a look at his new buff on the wiki, and then we can rank him. So he got buffed, nerfed, etc. But you can kind of see his DPS isn't too bad, but it looks like they really, they really killed him. So I think we got to drop his ranking. He used to be S tier. Yeah, 2.967 times 8. It's not bad, but they did kind of kill him. So I think he's no longer S tier like he was. I am going to put him in the A tier, though. And I believe he got buffed, or he's maybe about to get buffed. So keep that in mind. So A tier for him. Probably higher up in the A tier. He's still a good unit, but tough out here. All right, next up, we got Ryuko. The thing is, Ryuko got not buffed. However, Guts got a massive buff. So Ryuko, she deserves, I would say, normal A tier. But Guts actually got a really nice buff. So I'm going to put Guts at high A tier. I don't know if he's good enough for S tier anymore. The DOT damage just sucks nowadays. So I don't know if I can give him that much credit. Actually, you know what? I think I can. I think I can put him in low S tier. He's definitely better than Yamamoto, in my opinion. But he's not that great. Next up, we got Zoro. Now, Zoro is just hot dog water. He doesn't even have a nuke, which kind of saves Sid. So I'm going to put Zoro in the A tier. Definitely a step below Sid now. Sukuna, dude, this guy, oh man, he used to be a good unit, but after the DOT nerf, solid A tier unit. Lost his S tier status, along with Venom. So him and Venom are no longer like that S tier. Not really recommended, honestly, unfortunately. All right, next up, we got Itachi. He's not even that good anymore with his Black Flames. So we're going to have to put him in the A tier as well. Used to be S tier, but no longer after the nerfs. Next up, we have Vegeta. He's okay. I'm going to put him in S- tier. He has a good nuke, but I just feel like you might as well bring Goku UI instead of Goku and Vegeta. Like, it's freaking Goku UI. All right, Boros got a very juicy buff. putting him up there with Kirito. His buff is absolutely crazy. Honestly, he's doing similar damage to Gilgamesh, but he's ranked lower because yeah, he's ranked lower than Gilgamesh because he has no ability. All right, next up we got Rengoku. Now Rengoku is kind of like even worse than Yamamoto, so I'm gonna put them in A tier. They're not terrible per se, but they're even worse than actually honestly I feel like they should just be at the bottom. He's not that much worse. All right, Ichigo also got a nerf as well. I just don't think he's worth it anymore at all, so I'm gonna put him in the A+ tier, A-. So the DOT nerf really killed all these units, so I just don't think he's good anymore. And honestly, I think he probably deserves to be at the bottom. I don't even think he's as good as Rengoku anymore. He's just really bad. All right, next up we got Toji. Now Toji didn't get buffed at all, so Toji also really sucks now. I'm gonna put Toji in the A tier. The DOT nerfs just really hammered him. He just doesn't really recover from that. All right, next up we got Tanjiro. Tanjiro got a nice buff, so he's kind of like support unit now, sort of. But now we have Wax slows the meta, so I'm gonna put him in the S- tier. He is better than a lot of these units though, so I'll put him kind of high up. But because of the new Wax slow, he's not really a meta support, so he's either like A support or like A+ damage. All right, this guy got a nice buff as well. Honestly, his buff is good. I'd say it's probably good enough to put him at the bottom of A+ tier. Toppo's buff as well is very juicy. Definitely good enough for bottom of A+ tier. Hits buff as well. He actually does some pretty crazy DPS. Somebody said I miscalculated his numbers, but in my opinion, he's good enough for A+ tier. All right, next up we got her. She sucks. I'm sorry. She's a secret unit, but she's trash. Like, I'd probably say she's solid C tier. Like, honestly, maybe even D tier. I just don't get why they added her in the game with such low stats. She's good for raids though, but not infinite. Vegeta actually has a meta ability. His damage is good, so this is a Vegeta and Trunks. However, he's more of a support unit, so I'm gonna put him in the S tier for support. Basically what he does, he insta kills any unit with no cap that has less than 10% HP or less. So he's a really great combo. If you use him and Gilgamesh together, you can pretty much kill any unit. So he's a really, really great support unit, and his damage is not bad either. So he's at least A+ tier for damage, but I'm gonna put him in S tier for support because he's technically support. Trunks, I checked his stats. His stats are good. Good enough for B tier in my opinion. Maybe low A tier. And then we got Zamasu. Zamasu also got buffed as well, but unfortunately his buff isn't that good. It's just a range buff, so he still stays in A tier support. If you want his effect, you definitely want to go with Meliodas because you get 10% more, and I believe Meliodas still has more range, etc. So his God Black Fusion Orb does not really bump him up at all. Another unit though that does get bumped up a little bit is we have let me go find him real quick. Oh yeah, Card Collector CI got buffed as well, so I'm gonna bump him into A tier. Once I find somebody who has him, I'll do a video. Also Kakashi got buffed as well. I'm gonna put him in A tier as well. These units both got buffed. So there you go, guys. There's the updated tier list. Comment down below any changes you have any suggestions you have, and maybe we'll make a viewers rate my tier list video, and I'll make some changes.